Hi, I'm Lucy from Immersify, and today I'm with Darren from Cinema Luxe. Darren, can
Hey.
you give us a background about Cinema Luxe? Where did the idea come from? How did it all start?
We founded Cinema Luxe in 2018. Interior design and fitted interiors since I was yay high. It's always something which has interested me in an industry I've been involved in. But in addition to that, I had a career hiatus, if you like, and I was a professional touring musician
Hmm.
for 5, 6 years, and I did that with my now business partner Patrick, and Zoe, who
Hmm.
works for us as well. And when that period come to an end, Cinema Luxe was really a combination of both passions, I suppose, but to areas that we understood and we had experience in. Patrick and I formed Cinema Luxe in 2018, initially very green to the industry we now find ourselves in and what our place would be, but always with the concept that cinema audio rooms, but more design led from
Yeah.
an interior perspective, was what we had in mind.
Hmm.
And we established some good early relationships with technology providers and manufacturers, and quickly realised our niche was if we partner with best in class companies who deliver the technology. Exactly the situation we have with Immersify, where it's a
Hmm.
true partnership. We dovetail with Immersify, so the client gets the best of both worlds: best in class technology, integration,
Hmm.
not just design, but the buildability and the finishes of spaces is elevated because we understand what's required from these rooms to
Hmm.
um, in construction and manufacture to make sure that the technology shines. It is that partnership where the client receives, I suppose, a fully considered room from all aspects.
Hmm.
You get some spaces which are superb from a technology and integration point of view, but are lacking in design and construction.
Hmm.
And vice versa, you see them. You see beautiful looking spaces that just don't perform, or
Yeah.
they're just not built correctly.
Yeah.
So it's when the two come together that you get a really special environment. Mhm.
Immersify and Cinema Luxe. Can we literally turn an empty room into a home cinema? What are the requirements to make a home cinema together?
Short answer is yes.
Yeah.
Um, some rooms by their nature are more suitable to be a cinema or an audio environment than
Hmm.
others based on shape and proportion, but most importantly, actually based on the brief of what they need to achieve.
Hmm.
So I think the key to converting any room is understanding what the requirements are. What's the use case of that project? Is it a dedicated environment for movies?
Hmm.
Um, or is it a room that's more multifaceted in terms of needs to be a social space or an entertaining space? So the key we always find with a project is understanding the brief early, because
Hmm.
then you can design for its outcome.
Yeah.
And so yes, absolutely. Once we understand that brief, we work hand in hand with Immersify, where the correct audio and visual and technology design is ring fenced early in the
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
So we know what we need to do to enhance that and
Hmm.
add to that. And then we'd look at all areas from materials, construction, services, anything that's required. But with the Immersify and Cinema Luxe partnership, it's a true turnkey offering
Yeah.
where you, you can take a space. There may be other people involved. It may be a new build project with a main contractor, electrical contractor. Brilliant. We dovetail everybody's information into that,
Hmm.
into the working drawings and into consideration. Equally, if it's a space where it's a retrofit environment, we have the skills in-house within our team and as our partnership to take complete ownership of that space and turn it from a white box to a finished
Yeah.
room like you see here.
Yeah. Well, in your showroom here, it
Mm-hmm.
isn't just as simple as a projection, a screen. What other key aspects of the room are so important in a home cinema?
It's acoustic treatment is something which
Yeah.
absolutely needs consideration, because it will enhance the performance. If you don't do it correctly, it can reduce the performance actually of the system that's being installed. There is a plethora of technical considerations to do with speaker placement, the
Hmm.
correct selection of equipment from the right partners,
Yeah.
which Immersify is superb at, viewing angles, screen size, all of this needs to be considered from a technical point of
Yeah.
view.
Yeah.
But it also the bones of the room need to be constructed in such a way that it's rattle free and suitable for this type of immersive
Yeah.
environment. But also of critical importance, it needs to that never needs to dominate the room. It needs to have the correct facade and finish with the right materials to align with the client brief and the wider property. We're very good at, I describe it as designing out the problems and sort of owning the details. So by the time you get to construction stage, the room's fully considered. You're not leaving anything to chance.
Yeah.
But a cinema or an audio room, I always think is quite a unique space because of the amount of technical considerations that are required.
Yeah.
It requires that amount of due diligence in the background. I'm heavily biased, but what I always love about our rooms is the end result. It looks clean and well considered and beautiful. They almost look easy because of that, because all the details have been resolved.
Yeah.
So, you know, this space here is super tricky. This is a 1800s converted farm barn.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a pitched ceiling. There's a structural timber beam running through. There's a plethora of problems, but you'd never know it when you're in here now, because it's almost the hidden work. I think when no one's looking, that technical process and that design process in the middle, which makes it a seamless experience.
What would you need to be able to have multiple rows in a home cinema?
Some space,
yeah,
but not necessarily as much as you'd think. It's again, it comes back to, I think, the initial brief.
Yeah.
So you could just about make a room of this size work as a two-row setup.
Yeah.
It would depend on the orientation of the room and door positions, etc. And does it work technically in terms of viewing angles, etc. A lot of people assume that to have a dedicated cinema environment, you need a vast space to work with. And it's not always the case. You don't need to have a huge cavernous space to be able to have a really brilliant environment.
Yeah. What is your favourite transformation that you've done? Can you give us an example?
It's tricky. I think that I do enjoy the process of seeing the end result.
Yeah.
And knowing the work involved for that to come together seamlessly. And that's kind of across the board, really. I think the projects that are the most rewarding ones are the ones which look so challenging on paper to start with. And then when you get to the end result, it doesn't feel like that anymore. And again, that's testament to the partnership with Immersify and the due diligence we all do in the background. We become I'd like to think, a really compelling proposition for clients, and a really predictable one in terms of the quality of end result that we collectively deliver.
Yeah. And is there a specific, when you're designing a home cinema, is there a specific detail, for example, like the starry lights? I think they're stunning. Is there one detail that you think really changes a whole home cinema that you like to put in to your designs?
We pride ourselves on the fact that every room we deliver is unique and to brief. I do feel even though they're all bespoke, do have a level of consistency to them, and it's probably not just mine, but a lot of my team's background in joinery, that those details start to fall through.
Right.
Most of our rooms, in addition to upholstery and fabric work, include elements of joinery or veneer or metal work. Because that's bespoke fabrication that we handle in-house. It means that we can draw from a wider palette of materials, so a way of us controlling the finish and the details. There's bespoke elements, I think, that make it unique. It's not an off-the-shelf product, and that's very important.
What one achievement from Cinema Luxe are you most proud of?
Our consistency. I'm very proud with how we consistently deliver really good work, because that becomes harder as you grow as a company. It's in a way, when you're dealing with a handful of projects with the very core team at the beginning, that's, I wouldn't say easy to achieve, but easier. It's then when you start working on multiple projects per calendar week and with lots of moving parts, maintaining the quality and consistency is something that I'm very proud of. We've won multiple highly regarded awards, interior design and architecture, but also from the sort of technology community which we coexist with. And that's always a really rewarding part of the process when we're consistently receiving recognition from both sides.
What can we expect for Cinema Luxe 2026? Have you got anything exciting planned for the year?
Yes, in terms of we're always prototyping new products and techniques. So we will have a couple of quite unique new collections this year, which I'm excited to keep developing and ultimately bring to market. We've got loads of really exciting projects in the calendar, exciting projects of Immersify as well coming up, which I'm really excited to see come together and see all that hard work come to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, with 2026 for Immersify, we've with all the new projects coming in, the more we do, it's great to build even more of a great partnership with Cinema Luxe as well.
Absolutely, and it's a lovely synergy between Immersify and Cinema Luxe as well, because everybody involved genuinely cares about the outcome.
Yeah,
and I think that shows in hopefully what the client experience is as well as the end result.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Yeah. Thank you.